So it's lunchtime. It's actually my first time actually having time to do a during the day video. I'm out here at the golf course in Nebraska, having some lunch, watching some dudes golf out here. Now, of course, people were talking about, oh, you gotta watch the Steven Crowder reveal video, right? The exposed video. Steven Crowder abusing his wife, and I'm thinking, what is he ragdolling her around? Is he like slapping her around? And the video is of him calmly sitting down, smoking a cigar in his backyard, asking his wife to give the dog their medicine and holding her accountable for her quote unquote wifely duties, as he says. And all these dudes in my chat clutching their pearls like, oh my God, how could he do such a thing? And this is why I said that America is not conducive for marriage, because most men are simps. And you see a video like that where Steven Crowder is holding his wife accountable for some of the simple things that he's asking her to do in the home, like give the damn dog their medicine. And she's sitting there arguing with him, talking about, oh, maybe it's not good for the baby. And he's like, well, then just put a pair of gloves on and please give the dog their medicine. And she's like sitting there back talking him and all this nonsense. But again, if you try to hold women accountable in America for some simple things, there's going to be the simp enforcers, as CGA says, right? The court of public opinion is going to sit there and be like, oh my God, she's 8 months pregnant. Why couldn't he do it? And then you get other people that are sitting here talking about, why does he only have one car? If that was my wife, I would have a car for her for every day of the week. If I was as rich as he was. And this is why I say, again, most of these men out here are simps. They're weak. They're soft, like tissue paper, making all these statements that they immediately run to the defense of the wife, of the woman, because most of them are white knights. And you have a guy like Steven Crowder, who the vast majority of men are not in his position. He is a successful businessman, a successful entrepreneur, and a multimillionaire. And most men don't know what it means to be in a position like that, where you have people that work for you and they listen to you because you're their boss. And so you're in a position of authority basically just about everywhere you go, except for your own home. And this is what this is what a lot of these men don't understand. That for all of these, I'm going to hold masculine frame, these PUAs that teach you about frame. Well, that's exactly what Steven Crowder tried to do. He held frame. He said, look, I'm just asking you to do some of these simple things and do your wifely duties and to respect me as a husband, which is what he brought out in that video when he talked about discipline and being able to follow direction. And that is what is in a Christian home, that the man is the head of the household. But in America, where the vast majority of men are weak and they have no idea what it means to be the leader in the home and for the woman to follow your lead, this is what you get. You get all these people, and it was a wide range of people that are going to cover this video, and the vast majority of them are all going to have the exact same take about he's abusive, which he talked about in the video, and he was just like, watch it, because you're talking some bullshit, calling me abusive because I'm asking you to give the dog their medication. He provides this very nice, lavish lifestyle for her, for his white suburban wife. And this is what a lot of you guys don't understand. Most of these women use manipulation. Why do you think that video came out? She had that video recorded, held in her pocket, waiting for the day that she could put that shit out there. And everybody's judging this man who's been married to this woman, I think, for 10 years, off of a 3-minute clip of him literally sitting back with his feet up, folded, smoking a cigar with a soft-spoken voice, talking about, oh my God, Steven Crowder, he abusive, he abused his wife. And I'm like, I thought he was ragdolling her. I thought he was tossing his bitch around. I thought he smacked a hoe. You didn't see none of that. You saw him sitting there speaking very softly. His voice even got high-pitched at some point because his voice was so soft to his wife. And dudes out here clutching their purse. Oh my God, if that was my wife pregnant with my kids, I would do. Simps. Weak. This is what you got. This is why I say America is not the place to have children, because the moment you do some shit like this where you hold your wife accountable and you're like, no, I told you to do this and X, Y, and Z, and that's all I'm asking you to do, which he talks about in the video. I asked you to do A, B, C, and D, and you can't even do that. And then she's like, well, I'm going to take the car and I'll be back when I'll be back. And he's like, what are you talking about? You be back when you're back? Like, I'm a CEO of a company. I can't just be out here waiting for you to come back. He's like, go take an Uber. If you really need to go take an Uber. And I'm like, oh my God, I will have a car from, why do they only have one car? Because he's trying to control her. And I'm like, bro. Secondly, the video is during COVID, where there were lockdowns and restrictions on where people could go, etc. Who knows if they do have a second car or a third car or a fifth car. For whatever reason, they only had one car to utilize. And he needed the car in case he had to go somewhere. Most men don't know what it means to have your life dictated that way, where every minute of your day, for men who are on that level of success, every minute of your day is typically scheduled, where I got to see this person, and I got to see this person, and I got to do this video over here, and I got to meet this person over here, and we're going to do a collab, etc. Most of you guys work a 9 to 5, and you barely put any work in that. You got dudes out here talking about quiet quitting. And you got the lowest labor participation for men. But all these dudes out here clutching their pearls. Talk about, oh my God, Steven Crowder, wife abuser. It's like Biggie said, they pray and they pray for your downfall. They pray and they pray for your downfall. You got a lot of dudes out here waiting. All these, all these red pill people. I was listening to Chronic talk about this shit because I figured at least Chronic would have been somebody who would have been like, no, bitch, know your role. This dude's out here providing a life. And even he was just kissing all up on the white feet. Talking about if that was my wife, pregnant with my children, and she was making some bullshit about she didn't want to give the meds. I don't know if it's bad for the baby. It's like, come on, man. Put on a pair of gloves, which is what he said. Put on a pair of gloves and give the dog the damn medicine. And he's out here sitting, if that was my wife, I could understand that if she's worried about, I'm like, oh my God. Really, bro? Sad. Sad case of American men. Just soft, man. Soft like tissue paper. Can't even hold women accountable. And they're going to sit out here, and she was waiting for this opportunity because that's exactly what she was doing. She put it out, and who are the people that are going to be out here that are going to be enforcing Steven Crowder as the abusive husband? It's going to be the men. It's overwhelmingly going to be the men. The white knights are going to come out in force. And all the people on the left that are like, we were waiting for you to do some dumb shit. And here it is. A 10-year marriage relegated to a 3-minute clip of a guy sitting in some summer shorts with a cigar in his mouth with his legs up, sitting down. Was he standing over her? Was he standing over her? Was she sitting down? Was she sitting there? Oh my God, I'm fearful for my life. Just a white suburban wife that wanted her way, and he said no. And that was too much. That was too much for American men. They were like, oh my God, how could you even think of doing such a thing? But here we are. Anyway. It is what it is. This was my take. People were like, well, you're going to change your mind when you watch this video. And here I thought he was ragdolling this bitch around and smacking her up. He wasn't doing any of that. And at some point people say, oh, but you don't understand. He left his wife, he moved out the house. Bible says better to live in the freaking woods than in a home with a contentious wife. And so he up and left. And that was too much for people. Soft. American men, just soft like tissue paper. It's sad. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.